afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express, and my name is Balisa Dembe. Now, today on the show, it is our famous Tuesday Cookalong. So, of course, I had to call on the big guns to help me in the kitchen today. We have got none other than our resident chef, Chef Tuna. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Bali. I know I'm not playing with knives. I'm just getting my knives ready because it's about to get hot in here.
Oh, we are so ready, girl. Rubs hands like Birdman, because Chef Tuna could not do it alone. We have got the radiant light, the beautiful Chef Mbofhi in the loft. How are you doing, girl?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm so excited to touch base with you because, you know, people can follow your work, people can hear about your food, but the proof is in the pudding, and that's exactly what's happening on the show today. You are going to be easing us through, talking us step by step as to how to create the perfect Easter dinner meal, and I'm looking so forward to that. So what's on the menu?
All right, so today I'm coming at you guys with 3 dishes. Okay. We've got a tuna tartare that's going to be our starter, and then for our main, I have created the most amazing pork roulade recipe that we're going to serve with a beautiful, crispy, cheesy polenta, a beautiful demi-glace on top, and then we've got some bok choy that's going to go with it, and then for dessert, right, we have some poached pear that has an oatmeal and sugary crust on top. So that is what I'm coming at you guys today.
Sounding so delicious that I'm looking forward to every little bit of it, from the top all the way to dessert. Now, please do head over to our Afternoon Express website, afternoonexpress.co.za, to get the full ingredients list and recipe so you can cook along with us. Well, let's get cooking, honey. So to make this tuna tartare, what do we need? Okay,
so this composes of 3 components, right? So we have Dumi here, who's going to make our caviar pearls, which is pomegranate, and we're going to use agar-agar to set that up. And then you, Bali, you are going to make our avocado smash, or avocado pulse. So essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to open your avocados, de-skin them, and then take the flesh, and then we're going to smash it, and then you're going to add all those little beautiful ingredients there.
Just
and then
to add the flavor.
Just to add flavor, and then we're going to bring the components together, and then we're going to have the most beautiful dish.
I'm so excited about it. Let's get cooking.
All right, I'll start it off with my tuna here. So this is a fresh tuna, by the way. It's always best to do like fresh tuna. You don't want anything else other than fresh tuna. What we're gonna do is dice it up, right? Like that there. Clean hands every time. Dice it up.
Would this work with any other fish, or is there specific types of fish that you can do this with, a tartare specifically?
Okay, this does work with other fish, but what you want is a fresh fish most of the time. And I would prefer a fish that's a bit more oilier. Okay. Like a tuna. And also...
salmon is also quite an oily fish.
Yes, salmon you can do as well. You can definitely do a salmon tartare. That would be a way to improvise.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get started with my pearl or pomegranate.
Yes, okay.
Caviar pearls,
there
right?
You go.
Okay, to start it off, I've got some pomegranate juice, and into the same pot, I'm putting some white sugar.
Yes.
Can we use brown sugar as well?
Yes, we can use brown sugar. I prefer white sugar because it dissolves faster. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And then you just bring that to a boil.
All right.
Then we add our agar.
Because most people, when using gelatin, the whole idea with gelatin is not to boil it. But then with agar-agar, you're saying we can boil, right?
You can boil. So what you do is you boil the liquid, and then once the liquid is boiling, you add your agar in there so that it dissolves. So it's not basically boiling it, it's just dissolving it in the hot mixture. Yeah.
So I'm going to let that dissolve for a bit, and then I'm going to start chopping up some of your herbs that are going into your tartare, right?
So we need some chives, and we need some coriander.
Perfect. Let me go in there for you.
I mean, my avos were ripe to perfection. I had absolutely no issues, no worries being able to take it out of the skin. So now I'm just smashing it, making sure that it is quite smooth, and then I'll add the other elements after it has been
continue. All right. So now I've just diced up my tuna here. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for Dumi with the herbs, because these herbs need to be mixed up together. Okay. And then I'm just going to go in here with some lime. What we do, we roll lime like this here so that it releases the juice, actually. Yeah. So that
do you know what I do, Chef?
What do you do?
I take my lime, I throw it up against the wall.
Oh, wow.
I take all my week's frustrations, all my stresses, I throw it on the floor, and I
Oh,
beat it up
does
just
that
to get all
work?
the
Does it
juice out.
work?
It always works.
I'm gonna try it. I don't know if I should try it now or no. I'm not gonna do that.
It always works, just to make sure that it releases all those juices that you talk about.
Yeah, that's very true.
Bruising it, but you know, it's a therapeutic way of bruising it.
Sometimes limes are very stubborn, right?
Yeah.
Like this one that I have here. It's not
Very
juicy at all.
And is there a
So we
trick
can
to
work
get
with
the
that.
juice out of your limes or lemons if you find that they're not as juicy as the ones we have now?
I think if you use a juicer, it's way easier. It's way easier than using your hands.
But I also have heard a trick that if at all your lemons or your limes are not juicy enough, pop it into the microwave for just a couple of minutes. That actually obviously releases the juices. And then using a toothpick or a very sharp knife, just pierce a hole. Let's say you put this into the microwave, take it out after 2 minutes, pierce a hole and then press it out. And I promise you all the juice that you can find.
You are lying.
I promise you.
I want to try that out. I
love
literally
that.
want to try that out. Okay, so in here we have some poached cherry, guys.
Okay.
This is a very nice potent dish that has like all these little components into it, you know? Keep you warm. We're going to winter, so it's necessary, you know? There we go.
But then
Got the
obviously
chives.
for people who are non-alcoholic, or maybe they want to also feed the little ones this, what else can they use other than that poached cherry?
Definitely. So instead of using the poached cherry, we can use some soy sauce in this.
Okay.
It's way better with soy sauce as well.
Oh, soy
just
sauce,
as
yes.
Good. Yes, just as good. But we're tweaking it up today
Love it.
to give you a different flavor. So you just want to stir everything. She's put the chives in here, so you want to stir everything now.
Yeah, I'm going
Alright.
with your coriander quite soon. I'm bringing that over right now. But I just want to show people, right, I made that pearl mixture. It was on the
Yes.
stove. It was nice and hot. But you did mention to me before the show that it has to cool down.
Definitely.
So I have a mixture that was already cooled down that I've got here. Cooled at room temperature, not in the fridge.
No, at room temperature. If you put it in the fridge, it's going to clog up.
Yes.
So you're going to have jelly instead of like a... Literally.
So it's all about the consistency when it comes
is.
to Tumi's side of the
Definitely.
recipe.
Consistency matters because we have to make pearls with the chilled oil. So
Okay.
the chilling part is from the oil.
All right,
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never done this before, South Africa, so I like learning new things. Which is
Definitely.
why I bring on all the big guns every time we have a Cookalong.
So, Chef, as we are speaking just about bringing on the big guns, you have to find out from you, essentially, what brought you to cooking? What made you fall in love with food? And so much so that you put on a chef apron and hat.
Okay, so for me, I feel like there was nothing else. Like the one passion I had was cooking. It started with my grandmother cooking on an open fire, and it was a journey, an experience for me, you know? So I felt like I needed to explore more on that. So we moved out of the country in 2011, and then I was exposed to Asian cuisine, and that's where I fell in love with cooking, because then there was like an infusion of culture, an infusion of flavor.
Yeah.
And then I just decided, you know what? I think I'm a chef.
So, Chef, I mean, all the way from the Netherlands to South Africa, and now you are essentially working as a chef. How have you found that journey as an entrepreneur?
Okay, it's been very challenging, especially with COVID, but I think I sort of found my feet or my tone once I got into the whole private catering and private chefing. Yeah, so it's been a journey, but an exciting one. I think it's been an exciting. If you're a chef, you know it's literally a trip every time.
I know.
Every time.
I've actually started frying up the poppadoms that are going to be served with this. I've got your pomegranate caviar mixture ready for you there.
Take this,
so
please.
while you can maybe show us exactly how to make those pearls while I fry up some poppadoms. That actually is going to be served with your tartare, right?
Okay, so agar essentially is like a gelatine, but a vegan product, right?
Okay.
So now here's a little hack. What you want to do is you want to scoop those in, and then they're going to start making little bowls inside there.
So this is like a non-meat type of caviar, because most people know that caviar is fish eggs.
Is always fish. No, but you can hack it nowadays.
You can.
You just need some agar, some oil, and then this is how we do it. There you go. So you just swirl these little bubbles around.
A nice trick that I think people need to know is that the oil that you're using for that is cold.
Yes.
So you've chilled the oil, you put the oil in the fridge, and now because of the setting agent in the agar, once it hits that cold oil, it starts forming
forming a little
cylindrical
little cylinder on the top. That's what we call it.
Okay,
These little bubbles here. Okay, so I think I like that. I'm happy with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you let them sit or You can start serving immediately.
We can start serving. So let me just plate up while I'm waiting for the avocado pulse there.
We're almost there. I'm literally putting the last touches. You know that lemon, that lime juice that we're talking about?
Yes.
That is what I'm squeezing into here. But otherwise, the peppers are in there, the avocado's in there. I've got some coriander in there as well. So now I'm ready to mix it all on up.
Okay.
And
so look,
serve.
This right here, we're doing it home style. There's not like any method to doing this. This is like whichever way you're comfortable with in your house. It smells amazing.
It does. I can
really
smell the
does.
pork from here.
And all those herbs, they just bring up the flavor of the tuna and
I love
everything.
the fact that you've got the freshness from the tuna, and then you've got that creaminess that comes from the avo.
There you
and
go.
obviously that tartness that's going to come from all the lemons that you've got in the tuna and in the avocado pulse
Definitely.
as well.
So it sort of like creates this balanced starter.
And tell us about those deep fried items that Dumi made there.
Yeah.
First of all, Dumi, what did you call them? And secondly, how do they add a texture to the mix?
These are called poppadoms, and I think maybe you can answer basically to explain that. Like we always say, texture is very important.
Texture is very important. So if you see here, we have nothing that is crunchy. And also we need like a little side starch to the dish. So the best thing about this is that you just fry them. They take about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That is it.
I did see how quickly, as soon as Dumi put them in there.
Drop it in the oil.
Ready to
Out.
go.
Definitely.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
which leads us to the social media question, Dumi. I know on social media, we love every single time on our Cookalong to engage with you online. So, Dumi, what are we asking our viewers?
Yes, Palisa, we're very simple. Nothing says Easter quite like a pickled fish or hot cross buns and chocolate. But what's your favorite Easter time food? We've asked you to tell us what exactly that is. And remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express and let us know, because there's so many different dishes. You know, some people say it's hot cross buns, some people say it's that trifle. Whatever it is, let us know. Use the hashtag Afternoon Express. Chef, I think that dish is basically almost done.
Basically. So we're just going to take our pearls here.
Okay.
Okay, they've set a little bit. I'm going to try to scoop it out.
Okay.
Wow. So, Chef, whilst you're scooping out those pearls and putting that finishing touch on this delicious starter, what will we be making coming up?
So next we've got our main dish, which is the pork roulade. So it's a stuffed pork that we're gonna stuff with some mushroom. We call the stuffing a duxelle. We're gonna serve with some polenta and some bok choy.
Ooh. Delicious. Well, present that to South Africa.
All right.
And we've got so much more coming up.
Here we go. That is our starter for the day.